Okay. Yes. I was saying, guys, that in your free time, you go and visit this TikTok account. Go and follow the TikTok account. You learn each and everything there. There are very many videos about trade settings according to your capital. Very many videos are uploaded there. Okay. Very many videos are there. So in your free time, take time and go through each and everything. What is your capital? What is your capital? Do you have capital of you have capital of $500? Remember, when you are setting the robot, we are using default settings. So if you have capital of $500, the video is there. The video is there. The video is there. Okay. Very many videos are there. Who has ever followed my account? Have you ever taken time and go through the videos? We have some people. Have you ever taken time to go through the videos? Do you have some people here? So if you haven't yet followed the account, please, you go. And also share it with your downlines. Share it with your downlines. Share it with your down, so that in your free time, in their free time, they can go through each and every video there. So they are going to help you so much. They're going to help you so much. Are going to help you so much. $100, the video is there. If your capital is $100, the video is there. The video is there. There's also another video. There's a video here for $1,000. Okay. We have different ways of setting the robot. Everyone in Royoki has his or her own way of setting the what? Of setting the robot. So those are my settings. Those are my settings, and take time to go through each and every video. And please get a notebook. Get a notebook and summarize what you've learned from those videos. Okay. Today is a Monday, and we expect people to make money. So don't just sit. Don't just sit. Though the market is up, when I go to my Royal Q, I'm seeing most of the currencies are up, and I don't recommend someone to join the market right now, to enter the market right now, because most of the accounts that I prefer trading are already up. So I'm waiting for the market to go down so that we buy low. So don't chase the market, guys. Don't chase the market. Don't chase the market. Bitcoin is at 121,000. Bitcoin is at 121,000. The market is already up. I don't expect people to be in the market right now. Wait for the market to go down so that we buy low. So for the purpose of learning, we are going to learn how we can set our robot, Okay. I don't know which currencies you prefer trading, but me as a person, I'm going to show you the better way of setting the robot. Last week, I taught you how to maximize profits. By the way, this strategy that I'm going to repeat, it has helped very many people to make at least $10. $10 in a day, $15 in a day, $30 in a day, $40 in a day. Because some of you ask me, leader, I have $1,000. I want to make at least $15. I want to make $20. I want to make $25. I want to make $30. If I find someone with $1,000, but they are making $2, $3, I know you people. You compare your capital with the profits you are making. You compare the capital you have and the profits you are making. Making $2 is not good, is not bad. Making $3 is not bad. $5 is not bad. That is good profit. Mm? Though there are people who want to make a lot of profits. But I gave you a strategy last week, and it has helped very many people. So if you attended last week, I hope that you benefited from that training. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that same thing. People who missed last week. Do you have some people who missed last week? Were you on the training last week? Who attended last week? Last week's session. Who attended last week's session? Yes. Who attended last week's session on Monday? We don't have people on the Zoom. I'm seeing one person. What about others? You know, I know some people, for them, they leave their phone there, then they go and do their work. You leave the phone there, then you just hear my voice. Some people, you come for the training, you leave the phone there, then you go back and do housework. Because I'm not seeing people commenting in the chat. I know Monday is always a tough day. Eh? People just come back from the weekend. I don't know where you slept yesterday, but please wake up and say something. I'm seeing a few people commenting. I don't know what happened to others. You come for the training, you leave the phone there. You just hear my voice. Then you come back and you comment. You are going to miss. You are going to miss. Yes, weekend is always tough. Weekends are always tough. To wake up on Monday is not something easy. It's not something easy. People sleep in the bar. Now people are on the border coming back from the bar. Kuchu, 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 kuchu. Monday is always a tough day. I don't know if people attend. Okay. We are going to repeat what I trained yesterday, last week. We are going to repeat those who missed last week's session. We are going to repeat that same thing. Now, you people, we are going to come here. Remember, I told you when you are trading in Royal Q, first of all, you have to manage your capital very well. Capital management is something important in the business. Okay. And when you are setting this robot, you should have two settings. You have two settings. You have two settings. Okay. You should have two settings. Now, I don't know which currency that we prefer trading. I don't care the currency that you are trading. What matters a lot is how you set. How you set. How you set the robot. Okay. And how you manage your capital when you are trading. Okay. And I told you that before you start the robot, before you start setting the robot, you are going to first deal with my strategy setting. My strategy setting. But what is going to be your capital? What is your capital base? Maybe you have $500. You have $1,000. How are you going to set the robot? So before you start setting the robot, make sure you first deal with the margin configuration part or the my strategy setting part. Okay. Let me assume someone you have $1,000. You have $1,000. If I told you that if your capital is $1,000 and above, if your capital is $1,000 and above, at least you are going to risk between 10% to 20% of your capital. between 10% to 20% of your capital. And if your capital is below $1,000, you first expose 10% of your capital. 10% of your capital. Hope guys are summarizing. We are on spot trading. We are on spot trading. We are not on futures. We are on spot trading. We are not on futures. Okay. So if you choose any coin to trade, just put in your mind that you are going to first risk between 10% to 20% of your capital if your capital is $1,000 and above. And above. Okay. If capital is below $1,000, first invest 10% of your capital. To get a concept. First invest 10% of your capital. Okay. Remember, we buy low and sell high. So don't enter the market when it is high. Wait for the price to go down. Then you enter at the lowest point. Do you have new members here? Do you have new members here? If you joined last week, you joined last month, type 1 in the chat. If you joined last week, last month, type 1 in the chat. If you joined yesterday, type 1 in the chat. Do you have new members or all of you are old members? Do you have new traders? Do you have new traders here? Do you have new traders here? We have new traders. Do we have new traders here? First. Do you have new traders, guys? Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, I want you to look here. Before you start setting any coin, first of all, look at the capital you have. Maybe you have $1,000. What you're going to do, you're going to first calculate 20% of your capital. That is $200. This is going to become our first buying amount in the market. First buying amount means how much do you want the robot to go with in the market at first. Okay? When you are trading, you shouldn't expose all the capital in the market at once. You should expose all the capital in the market at once. You should manage your capital very well. All right. So the first buying amount is how much you want the robot to go with in the market at first. Then we have what we call the second buying amount. How much do you want the robot to keep investing? To keep investing when the price of that coin keeps on dropping. So we have what we call the first buying amount. The first buying amount and the second buying amount. You mark those two. How much do you want the robot to go with in the market? Here, the first buying amount is where we find 10%, 20% of your capital, or the 10% of your capital. The remaining capital is what you're going to use to set what we call the margin calls or the margin configuration. Okay, so we're going to first deal with the margin configuration part. This is a new strategy and it has helped very many people to maximize their profits. Okay, now I'm going to first go here. Now, after deducting the first buying amount, which is $200, because our capital is $1,000. Now we are going to remain with $800. So I'm going to deal with the margin configuration at first, so that I come up with my strategy setting. So now you come here. Go to mine here. Okay. Go to mine. Then come here on my strategy setting. Go to my strategy setting. Go to my strategy setting here. Okay. The capital remaining is $800. So we want to come up with the strategy setting. For the margin calls, now we come here. Now, let me first delete these ones. First delete these ones. Okay. All right. From here. So now come here and say, tap on add it now. Add it now. We are going to use the default settings. We are not going to change the second buying amount. The second buying amount is going to be $15. Okay. We are going to use default settings. Don't change anything here. Just leave 15 here. Just leave it as it is. Then the margin calls, the number of transactions you want the robot to perform when the price of that coin keeps on dropping. So we are going to take seven margin calls. Now, the take a profit ratio, this is your choice. This is your choice. I don't know. I don't know the profits that you want to take from the market. Do you want to take 1.3, 1.5, 2%, 3.5%? That is your choice. Okay. Now, take a profit call back here. You can put a 0. Put a what? Put a 0 here. Put a 0 here. Sometimes here I take 2.5. 2.5. Okay. What is so important here is the margin configuration, guys. What is so important here is the margin configuration. So our second buying amount is going to be $15. Our first buying amount was $200. So I'm going to teach you how you can make $30, how you can make $20, how you can make even $40 with that capital of $1,000. Okay? Hey, people are already making money. Now, what is so important here is the margin configuration. Margin configuration in here. So here, don't change anything. Don't change anything here. The margin call drops, please don't change anything here. And never change anything here. Okay? Leave them as they are. So, how do we come up with the ratios? Now, this is your capital. Remember, our capital remaining is $800. Here, we're just going to calculate. We're going to just come up with the multiple buying ratios. Multiple buying ratios. Okay? We're going to just use the multiple buying ratios. We are going to use what we call the whole numbers. The whole numbers. You can in those whole numbers, you pick any number that suits your capital remaining. Let me go to my calculator here. Margin calls, they are 7. We are going to use 7 margin calls. We are going to use 7. We are going to use 7 margin calls. Okay? We are going to use 7 margin calls. What is our second buying amount? It is $15. So we want the robot to double our capital with $15. But you want to come up with the ratios. So we come here. Times 15. Times 15. Then times. Now for you, what ratio are you going to use? If you look at your capital remaining $800, which ratio which ratio can suit with your capital? Maybe I want to use 4. 4 is small. 4 is small. Capital remaining is $800. What if I use 5? What if I use 6? What if I use 7? What if I use 8? Now, it exceeds the remaining capital. What does it mean? I'm going to use 7 point something because I want to get exactly the $800 remaining. So, what if I use 7.5? That is 7, 8, 7. But if I use 7.65, 3, this is a 2, this is 1. I think that is approximately $800. $800. So what is going to be our multiple buying ratio? They have to be uniform. It's going to be 7.61. It's going to be 7.61. So we are looking at profit maximization in Royal Q. So it means that I'm going to come up with 7.61. So you people, don't cram, eh? Don't cram. Please don't cram. Don't cram, don't cram. Don't do what? Don't cram. So 7.61, I'm going to bring it here. And I put it here. 7.61, 7.61, 7.61, 7.61, 7.61, 7.61, 7.61. So these are what we call the multiple buying ratios. So the robot will double my capital. Seven times with a $15 in the what? As the second buying amount. Together. Are we together? Are we together? People will have spot trading. Are we together? Are we together, guys? Are we together or you have not understood? Are we together, guys? Do you have people on board? Do you have people on the training? Yes? Have you understood? Have you understood? Yes. Okay. 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 Now, if your capital is $500 times 10% of your capital, that is $50. That will be your first buying amount in the market. Now let us just summarize. If your capital is $500, how much are you going to first invest in the market? That is $50. You are going to remain with 450. 450. So if your second buying amount is $15 times 7 margin calls times, you start with the 2. Remember the capital remaining is 450. 50. Okay, you have to come up with the ratio that can balance off the remaining capital here. So that can 2 fit? No. Can 3 fit? No. Can 4 fit? Yes, it can fit somewhere. What about 5? It exceeds. So it means you can use the 4. 4 point what? 4.2. You try with 4.1 and see. That is 430. 4.2. That is 441. 4.3. So that is 451. It means I have to use 2.5, I think. 2.5, 2.6, 2.7. Are you seeing, guys? 0.8, 0.9, 2.8, around there. So it means that if your capital is $500, or you can use the ratio of 4.28. 4.28. So we are not changing the second buying amount. We're not changing the what? The margin calls. We are going to use 7 margin calls and $15 as the second buying amount. So our capital remaining was $1,000. It was $1,000. So we subtracted the $200 to be used in the market, the first place. So we are going to remain with $800. Okay. So, but we want to come up with the strategy setting for the $800. so that you don't set every time you're going to trade. Okay, so our second buy amount was $15 times 17 times 7 margin calls times if I try to use a 2 because our remaining capital is $800. Can 2 fit? No. Can 3 fit? No. Can 4 fit? No. Can 5 fit? No. Can 6 fit? No. What about 7? Somehow. What about 8? When I use 8, it exceeds. It exceeds. So it means the ratio, the right ratio that I have to use is 7 point something. So if I use 7.1, does it balance off the remaining capital? No. 7.2? No. 7.3? No. 7.4? No. 7.5? 7.6. 7.6. That is remaining with $2. Somehow $2 remaining with $2. But if I use 6.1, that is the 7.61, that is 799, approximately $800. You don't need to cram. So now have we understood it? 7 times 15 times 4 point, that's it. Okay. So so you are going to bring it here. So now we want to know how much will the robot keep investing in each and every margin call here. When the price keeps going down, the price of that coin keeps going down, how much the robot will keep investing in each and every margin call. Okay, so you get 7.61 times 15, because 15 is the second binary amount. So 7 is 7.61 times times what? Times 15. That is $114. $114.15. So it means that in each and every margin call here, the robot will invest $114, $114, $114, $114, $114, like that. Okay, so we are looking at profit maximization. Now, after that, you're going to save. You're going to confirm. And you confirm the buying call back, you can put a 0. Then take a profit distributed, take profit allocation. This one, you leave it as it is. Then we are using one shot. We are using one shot. Now, remark. Remark, you can name this as remaining capital. Remaining capital, $800. $1,000. $1,000, so that you don't get confused. Then you save it. After saving it, will appear here. It will appear here. This is the strategy setting. So this is my strategy. So whenever I'm going to set the robot, I don't need to calculate again because I already have my template. I already have my strategy setting. Okay. But I'm going to follow the first buying amount at first, which is $200. So when I want to set the coin, I just go here and I pick any coin. Maybe I want to trade in it. For the purpose of learning, let me pick any coin here. Pick any coin here. Maybe you want to trade which coin? Maybe you want to trade this coin at the current price. At the current price, you come here, you tap on this coin. I understand. Then create, mounting your strategy board. Then create. Then go here. Go to strategy setting. Go to strategy setting. Then go to manual create here. Manual create. Then come here and say the first buying amount is the 20% of your capital, which is $200. Okay, then come here and put here $200. Okay, then come here and do what? And save. You do what? You save. After saving, come here and do activate. When you activate, it means that the robot is going to first invest $200 in the market. When you see that the robot has already invested the $200 in the market, then come back here, the trade setting. Okay. Then go to choose a strategy setting. Choose a strategy setting. You're going to put the second setting for the margin calls. For the margin calls. Then we are going to put this one. Now, when we come here, it's already there. But don't forget to change from $200 to $15. All right. So we are going to put here the second, right now, which is $15. Okay. And don't forget that we are using the sub-bin mode real-time settlement. Okay. So come here and do what? And save. Do what? You save. Yeah. What's wrong with this? Me first. Okay. Let me share again. Share again. You save it. You save. Then this button should be on. It should be on. This button should be on. Okay. And you are done setting the robot. And you are done setting the what? Robot. Now, for the purpose of learning, let us do it practically. Let me see how much is there. Here we are seeing we have $783 remaining on Binance. Let us do it practically. If the remaining balance is $783, let me assume I want to enter the market. We have $783. $783. I told you if your capital is below $1,000, you have to use 10% times 10% in the market. I'm going to first expose $78.3 in the what? In the market. Okay. Now, minus 78.3. I'm going to remain with $704. I'm going to remain with $704. I'm going to remain with $704. Okay. I'm going to remain with $704. So I'm going to come here on mine, come to mine, go to my strategy setting. My strategy setting. Go to my strategy setting. Add it now. Go to plus here. Go to plus here. We are going to use 15.7 margin calls. Now let's go to our calculator. We go to our calculator. Go to our calculator. Capital remaining 704. Now we are going to come up with them multiple buying ratios. $704. So we are going to use $15 times 7 margin calls. So if I use a 2, can it work? No. If I use a 3, can it work? No. If I use a 4, can it work? No. If I use a 5, can it work? No. If I use a 6, can it work? No. If I use a 7, can it work? But remaining capital is 704. It means I'm going to use 6 point something, because if I try to use 7, it exceeds, okay, the remaining capital. So I'm going to use 6 here. 6.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.3, 0.7, 0.6 what? 0.69. That is 700. Okay, let us use 0.67. That is 700. That is 703. For me, I can use 6.7. I can use 6.7 because this one is nearer to 704. It is nearer to 704. The difference is 0. I think 0.5. The difference is 0.5, which is okay. Okay. So now I come here and I put here 6.7 here. 6.7, 6.7, 6.7. If you don't understand this, guys, you can visit my TikTok video. There are more settings, but this one is very profitable also. It's very profitable also. So how much will the robot keep investing in each and every margin call? Let me come here and I see and I calculate 7 points minus 15. It means that every margin call, the robot will invest $100, $100, $100, $100, $100, like that, $100. Okay. After that, you save. Here, maybe I want to take 2.5% in the market. This is, I'm going to put a 0 here. Yeah, I'm going to put a 0. I'm going to put a 0 here. Now I save. This is one shot here. Capital remaining. Capital $704 from $783. Okay, then I'm going to save it. When I save it, it will appear here. So when I'm going to set a coin, I just come here and I pick any coin that I want to trade. Maybe I want to trade Magic. Maybe I want to trade this coin called the Magic. I want to enter it at the current price. I just come here. I understand. Okay. Then I come to the tap here, create. Tap on create. Tap on create here. Okay. Then Martingale, then create. Create. I understand. Then come to trade setting. Come to trade setting. Now remember, the first buying amount was 20% of my capital, was 10% of my capital. So I'm going to come here and I put here 10% of my capital, which is 78.3. Then I come here. I save. Okay. Hey, first calculate here 10% of your capital. Then come here and do what? And save. Okay. And I save. When I save, I'm going to activate. Then, after activating, the robot will start. Are you seeing? The robot will start. Now, it means it has invested 78 point. It is something in this coin at the current price. It has bought from here. Now, this is the average price where the robot has bought from. Now, are you seeing now the value has depreciated? So if this coin continues to go down, I'm going to introduce in margin calls. So when a robot has done investing the 10% of your capital, so you have to go back here and I put the second setting. Go back to the trade setting for the margin calls. Go back here. Then come here. Maybe I didn't label it. Come here. It is here now. This one. For the margin calls, I'm going to change this to 15. Yeah? Don't forget to change. Now, when I go to margin configure, everything is set now. So I don't need to calculate again, guys. I don't need to calculate again. So the mode you have to use is the sub-in-mode time settlement. You come here and save. And you are done. This one should be on. You are done. You think it is difficult? You are done setting. You are done. You are done setting. So if the price of this coin continues to go down, the robot will keep buying more margin calls. We keep buying more margin calls. Okay? The robot has bought from here 0.18. So when will the robot buy the first call? I told this robot that if this coin continues to go down, when I go to my margin configuration here, if this coin continues to go down by 3.5% from the point of entry, so where do we enter from? We entered from 0.1816. Okay, 0.1816. So if this price depreciates by 3.5%, if that price depreciates by 3.5%, the price was 0.18, because some people don't know how the margin calls work. Minus 3.5%. So we bought from here, robot bought from here, but it invested $78.3. But if this price doesn't go up and continues to go down by 3.5%, what will be that price? It will be 0.17. 0.1752. Now this one becomes the call margin triggering price. It is the price where the robot has to buy the first margin call. Okay? It is the price where the robot has to buy the first margin call. So for you don't need to calculate this, the robot will bring it here. When you go to your margin calls, when you come here, it is already here. So it means that the robot is going to buy the first call if the price, this one, drops from here up to that price. But some people don't know how this one works. You don't know how, most of you don't know how this works. Don't know how this works. Okay? So robot is going to buy the first margin call when the buying price drops to the call margin triggering price. That's when it will buy the first call. Then it will show you here that it has bought the first call. Okay? The first call. Now, again, it will bring another price where it has to buy the second margin call. Now, when you come here, we are going to consider this. We are going to consider this as the buying price. We are going to consider this as the buying price for the previous call, or the first margin call. We are going to take this price as we are going to consider this price, the price where the robot invested, where the robot bought the first call. Sorry, the price was 0.18. 0.18. Let us come here and you see 0.1816 minus 3.5%. That is it. Now, if this price again drops by 4%, now we are here. When will the robot buy the second call? The previous price has to reduce by 4%. Okay? It means that the robot is going to buy the second call when the previous price drops to this price. The robot will buy the second call. When will the robot buy the third call? The previous price now has to reduce by 4.5%. The robot will buy the third call when the price drops from this price up to this price. Now we consider that one again for the fourth call, minus 5.2%. Are you seeing, guys? So you don't need to calculate this, guys, but I'm showing you how the robot is going to buy these margin calls. Okay, the value of this coin is depreciating in terms of percentages, But every percentage has the buy price for each and every margin call you are seeing here. But here it is indicated in terms of percentages. So you as a person, you have to know what is this price here. Okay? So every margin call, the robot will have to invest $100 somewhere in each and every margin call to top up on the first buying amount in the what? In the market. Okay? So after that, you do what? You confirm. Now, guys, have we understood this? Have we understood this? Have we understood the call margin triggering price? So that is the price where the robot has to buy the different margin calls. That is the price. That is the price where the robot has to buy the different margin calls. You get? Yes. Hey, the car has asked. The car has asked you, why are you not putting the call? But okay, I'm going to explain that. Don't worry. So, guys, have we understood? Type 1 in the chat if you've understood. 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 Now, if I come here, remember our first buying amount was $78.30. Okay, $3. Now, if the robot at least buys only 2 margin calls, maybe 3 margin calls, I want to see how much profits that I can generate from the market. If the robot at least buys only 3 margin calls, but my capital is 700 or 783, I can make a good profits. At the same time, I'm going to remain with some capital on Binance. It's not a matter that the robot is going to invest all the capital in the market, but I can maximize the profits at the same time remaining with some remaining capital. Okay, so that is 6.7 times 3 margin calls times 15. That is $301. That is $301 plus $78.3 in the market. If I give a coin 2.5%, that is $9.495 that I can make on a single trade. If the market is good and I perform and I trade 2 times in the day, that is $18.99. That's $18.99. What if you trade 3 times in the day? That is $28.485. It means that if your capital is 783, you can make $28 in the day, you can make $30 in the day, you can make $15 in the day, you can make $10 in the day. Okay? When you go back to $1,000, remember the multiple buying ratios was 7.61. If the robot buys at least 2 margin calls times 15, that is 228, plus our first buying amount in the market is 200. So if you give a coin like 2.5%, are you seeing how much you can make on a single trade? That is 10.7. If the market is good, you trade like 2 times in a day. That is 21. But if you trade like 3 times in a day, that is $32 made. So you guys, we are finding ways of maximizing profits. For you, how do you want to trade? Because for me, I don't know how you trade. But for me, that's how I can trade. You as a person, how do you trade? So with $1,000, you can make $30 in the day. You can make $20 in the day. You can make even $40 in the day, as long as you stick to your strategy. And it's already working for some people. Okay? So if you don't want to make $2, you don't want to make $2, $3, $4, $5, you try out this strategy. Okay? Even if you have like $1,000 and you say that for me, I want to first expose in the market 15% of my capital. Let me assume you have $1,000 minus 15% in the market. Sorry, what is this? That is $150, $150. Okay. You're going to remain with $850. Let us go. Let me first save this. First save this. First save this, guys. You wait a bit. Even if magic continues to go down, for me, I'm safe. Margin calls are there. Margin calls are there. Okay. Now let me assume someone you have $1,000 again. You have $1,000 again. Maybe you want to first expose 15% of your capital. That's $150. You're going to remain with $850. Okay. So if your second buy amount is $15 times 7 margin calls times, if you use a 2, does it fit with your remaining capital? No. If you use a 5, first wait. Use a 5. That is 508. What if we use a 6? 6. What if we use a 7? 8. Capital remaining is 400. Capital remaining is 800. What? 50. 8 can fit for that. Are you seeing? 850. Can you fail to make a 0.5? Because this one, because of 0.5, you can get it. So it means I can use 8.1. 8.1. Okay. Or you can say 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 9. You can do that. Okay. You can do that. 8.09. So you come here. Come here. What's happening? I don't know what it is. I'll put 8.1, 8.1, 8.1, 8.1, 8.1. Just make sure, guys, you don't change the multiple. You don't change the call drops here. Don't change these ones, guys. To be on the safe side, don't change these ones. Okay, don't change that. Here I'm going to put 8.1. Okay, so how much will Robot invest in each and every margin call? It is 8.1 times $15. That is 121. Now, if the robot buys at least 2 margin calls, 8.1 times 2 margin calls times 15, that is 243 plus the 150 in the market already. If I give a coin like 2.5% profit, that is $9.82. If the market is good, and I trade like 3 times in the day, that is 29, approximately $30. Even if I trade 2 times in the day, 19.65. That is good profit, guys. And if you keep on using that strategy, you are going to benefit. So if you are tired of making $2, $3, if your capital is huge, you do that. Are we together, guys? Are we together? Are we together? Are we together? I'm sorry to take you back, but if I have 350, I may may be able to make $3 in a day. We want to see here. We want to see. Okay. We want to see $700. We want to see someone with $350. We want to see $350 times 10%. That is $35. Now, people with if your capital is now people with $100, $200, $300. For you, I can allow you to use also 20% because your capital is very small. Someone with $300, someone with $400, okay, below $400, you can also use 15% to 20% because for you have smaller capital. But someone who has $500 to maybe around 900, for you use 10%. Okay, but someone who has $100 to around 400, you can use between 15% to 20%. Because we have smaller capital, you have to invest something good in the market. Okay. Now someone with $350, because I know you, my people. We don't want to put $35. You see something as small. So I can use 15% here. 15%. That is 52.5. $52.5. This is going to become your first buying amount in the what? In the market. FBA in the market. This one. 52.5. So when you come here, minus 52.5, you are going to remain with the 297.5. Okay. So you're going to first deal with this 297. You go to master digit setting here. Go to master digit setting here. Let me first go back here. We are going to use $15, 7 margin calls. But also look at your capital. Can it fit for 7 margin calls? Can it fit for 7 margin calls? Because Roach is giving a limit of 7 margin calls. But can 290 what? It was 90 what? 97 fit for 7 margin calls. We want to see here. Let's go to margin configuration here. Second binary is 15 times 7 margin calls times 2. The capital remaining is 297. Okay, times 3. So we have to use 2 point what? 2.5. Can it work? No. 2.6. Can it work? No. 2.7. Can it work? No. 2.8. Can it work? Yes, it can work. Are you seeing, guys? Are you seeing that? But remember, capital remaining is 297. If I add the 1 there, 2.81, can it work? If I add the 2, can it work? Yes, can work. If I use a 3, can it work? Yes, it can work. You cannot fail to look for 0.15. You can't fail to look for $0.15 somewhere. Because even the profits you'll be making, they contribute to that. So, someone with $350, you can use this. You can use that. So I come here and I put here 2.83. 2.8. That's why I told you guys, don't cram. Don't cram. Don't cram. Don't do cram work. Don't do cram work. 23. Someone with $700, I'm coming for you also. So how much would Robot invest in each and every margin call here? I want to see. If the robot at least buys like 3 margin calls, 2.23 times 15, second binary times 2.83 times that is 15 times 2.83 times 3. That is 127, yeah? Plus the 50 what was that in the market? 52.5. The first payment in the market, 52.5. If you give a coin 2.5%, that is 4.4. Someone with 350, it means they can even make a $2, $3, $4, $5, even 20. If the market is good, you can even make a 10. Depends on the market, yeah? If the market is good, you can even make a 10. You find ways of maximizing profits, guys. If you're tired of smaller profits, you do that. Though I'm not a financial advisor. Yeah, I'm not a financial advisor because some people will tell you to invest 10% before you go back and invest 70%. Okay? Invest 70% of your capital. I can tell you to use 15% for you want to use 30% of your capital. So I'm not a financial advisor. Yeah. Someone who has asked that question, $350, have you understood? Even if Kali. Now, if you make, okay, if the robot buys two margin calls, 2 point times 2 margin calls times 15, that is 84 plus the one in the market 52.5. If your take a profit is 2.5, that is $3. Have you understood? That is $3. Zoom user. Have you understood? Someone with $700. $700 for you use 10% of your capital. That is $70. Then minus 70, that is 630 remaining. Let us see. 15 times 7 times 15 times 7 times 2 times 5 times 6. Are you seeing? Someone with $700 minus the first buying amount in the market, which is 70, for you have to use 6. This mathematics is not confusing. Put here a 6, put here a 6, a 6, a 6, a 6. You just pray that the market goes down a bit. And please don't enter when the market is high. Don't enter when the market is high. Okay? 6 times 15 times 2 margin calls. Okay? Times 2 margin calls. That is 180 plus $70 in the market times 2.5%. That is 6.25. If the market is good and you trade like 2 times in the day, 12.5. Okay? 12.5. But if you trade like 3 times in a day, that is 18.7. Have you understood how you can maximize? Have you understood, guys? Have you understood, guys? Type 1 in the chat if you have understood. Type 1 in the chat if you've understood. Type 1 in the chat if you've understood. That's why recruiting someone in the business is easy. If someone joins the business with $2,000, someone joins the business with $1,000, give them such strategies, but don't change the margin call drops. Don't change the margin call drops. Isaac, how much is your capital? And I give you the setting. Thanks, but also $500. Okay, $500. Okay, let us try with $500. Let's try with $500. $500 you can use 500. I said times 10% in the market. That is $50. We're going to first invest $50 in the market. Or if you're a risky taker, If you're a risky taker, you can use 20%. Can use 20%. That is $100 and remain with $400. But for me, I've said use 10%. That is $50 in the market. Okay, you're going to remain with 450. You're going to remain with 450. So we want to come here. Can we use 15 times 7 margin calls times a3 times a4 times a5? It exceeds our capital. So you have to use 4 point something, 4.2, 4.3, 0.25, 8. Are you seeing, guys? I think 4.28, it works. Because this one is approximately 450. Okay, so you have to use 4.28, 4.28, 4.28, 4.28. The problem with you guys, you don't want to stick to your strategies. That is the problem. You want to compare results. If you compare results, guys, you not make money. Everyone do your own thing. Do your own thing. So 4.28 times 2 margin calls times 4 times what? Times 15. Plus $50 in the market. If you give a coin 2.5%, that is 4.46. Okay. If you trade like a 2 times in the day, that is 8.9. If you trade like 3 times in the day, that is 13.38. Now that you guys, you've got the idea, can you now trade on your own? Can you trade on your own? Can you trade on your own? 600, you can try it out. 600, use the same formula. Use same formula. Yeah, use the same formula. First deduct 10%. Now, people, your capital doesn't belong to me. 15%. For me, I don't know how you use your capital. But for me, Lawrence, if I have $600, I can use 15% because I'm a patient person. If you're not that patient, don't risk a lot of money in the market. For me, sometimes if I have 600, I can even use 20%. I use 20%. That is $120. The remaining capital set margin calls. But to you, 600 times 10%. You can even use 12%. But 10% is okay. So 600 minus 60, that is 450. Okay, you set margin calls. $15, second binomial times 7 margin calls times 3 times 4, because the remaining capital is 540 times 5, 540 times 5 times 2 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. The second binomial will be 5.13. Okay? Yes, that's it. Stick to your strategy, guys. What about 1,000? That one, I'm done. That one, I'm done. That one, I'm done. So, how many people have understood? How many people have understood? Ask questions, guys. Ask questions. Ask questions, guys. Ask questions. Hey, this Zoom is recorded. You get the recordings from the YouTube. The Zoom is recorded. If you join late, the Zoom was recorded. Uh-huh. Those who attended at 8. Do you have questions? Do you have questions? Yes. Who has understood? If you pick something, type one in the chat. You answer my question. Which question was that? Which question was that? Now you people, let me first share the screen in here. Let me first go back here. Now, if I'm trading magic, now this is I want to talk about these two. I want to talk about take a profit ratio. I want to talk about take a profit callback. Now, and I also want to talk about the buying callback. Okay. Now, remember, if I'm allowing the robot to give me profits of 2.5%, this is the take a profit ratio. Okay. This is the take a profit ratio or the targeted what profits. You can call it the take a profit ratio. Okay, this is the take a profit ratio of 2.5%. Okay, now the callback, it is just the reduction from the profits you are going to make. This callback is just the reduction from the take a profit ratio. We have what we call the take a profit ratio and take a profit callback. If the take a profit ratio is this and the take a profit callback is 0, it means that if the coin reaches 2.5%, the robot will not wait for the decrease in the value of that coin by this percentage. It will just sell automatically at 2.5%. But if you put here 0. Maybe 0.5, 0.2, 0.3, what the robot will do? The coin will pump by 2.5%. For the robot to close the trade, the value will have to reduce by 0.3%. So the robot will give you 2.2% profits. That's why most of you, when you put here 2.2% and here you put 0.5, you start complaining that the robot, I gave it 2.5%, but it has given me less. It is because of this effect. Okay? So here, this is just a decrease, a decline from the profits you have made. That's why here I put a 0. If I put here a 0, if the coin reaches 2.5%, it will not wait for the reduction from the profits that I've made. It will just close the trade immediately. But if I put a 0.3, the profits will rise by 2.5%, but before the robot sells off, the profits will be reducted by 0.3%, and I make 2.2. Okay? Yeah, that's it. So here I put a 0. Yes, put a 0. If the coin rises by 2.5%, the robot will close the trade immediately. And some people, they make a mistake here. Here I put 2.5, again here I put a 2. I saw someone, he had put here 3%, 3%, here a 2. Maybe he wanted to put here a 2. The robot gave him 1% and was complaining. Okay? So if you don't know what to do here, just put here what? A 0. Or you can put here 0.01 and here I put a 1 like that, because 2.51 minus 0.01 to gives you 2.5%. Or if you want to make 3% profits in the market, here I put a 0. Put that, you put a 0. Have you understood, Carl? Have you understood? So that is the difference. Now that where you put 0 in take a profit ratio. Have you understood, guys, that take a profit callback? You try it and see. You try to put, if you think about I'm lying, you try to put here 3 point, maybe you want to take 2.5% profits. You try to put here something like 0.3, you will tell me. Robot will give you 2.2. Robot will give you 2.2%, not 2.5. It's like someone you put here 5%, again here you put 0.5. Yeah? That's why most of your robots take long to close the trades. Your coin, the coin has pumped by 5%, but the robot is not closing it. It is because it is waiting for the price. It is waiting for the value of that coin to reduce by 0.5, and it gives you 4.5%. Some of your robots take long to close the trades. You see it has pumped by 5%. You are asking, reader, the coin is in 5%, it's in 3%, but it's not selling. It's not selling. It is because it is waiting for the price to drop by 0.5%. Then it closes your trade. So if you don't know what to do, just put here a 0. Nothing big here. I saw someone here, he had put 10%. 10%. Here he had put 0.8. The coin had pumped 10%. It is not selling. It is not selling. It's not selling. You have to wait for the price to drop by 0.8. Then it gives you 9 point what? 9.1, 9.2. So if you want the robot to close immediately, just put here maybe 2.5% profits. Here I put a 0. Or put 0.01 and put here 2.1, like that. Okay? If you don't know what to do, just put here a 0. Now, let's talk about the buying callback. This buying callback moves with the margin calls here. This one is the sister to the margin call drops. Now, what does it mean? It means that if the price of this coin drops by 3.5% from the point of entry, the coin depreciates by 3.5%. Okay? The robot will not buy the first call immediately unless the value of this coin rises by a certain percentage. That increase in the value of that coin before the robot buys is what we call the buying callback. Buying callback. For example, if I put here maybe 0.5, what does it mean? It means that if the price of this coin drops by 3.5% on a margin call, it means that before the robot buys the first call, if this price drops by 3.5%, the robot will not buy this margin call immediately until the price of that coin rises by 0.5%, then the robot will buy the first call. To buy the first call. I think you are getting me now. But if I put here a 0, it means that If the price of that coin drops by 3.5%, the robot will buy the first call immediately. It will not wait for the price to increase by a certain percentage. So for me, I want my robot to buy immediately, to buy immediately. This immediately should be in your mind, immediately. You want the robot to sell your trade immediately? You want the robot to sell your trade immediately? Put here a 0. You want the robot to buy margin calls immediately? Put here a 0. If you don't want the robot to buy faster, you can put 0.5. If the price drops by 3.5%, the coin rises by 0.5%, it will buy. But for me, was put here a 0. Was put here a 0. The robot will just buy immediately, every after a call drop. Carol, have you understood that? Where is Carol? That's it. That's why your robots, you guys take long to buy. Yeah? Your robots take long to buy. Your robot takes long to buy. Yes, 0.01 can work. The difference between 0.01 is slightly small. Slightly small, but there's no big deal there. 0.01 is almost a 0. 0.01 and 0 is almost a 0. Nothing big there. Okay, nothing big there. But if you put here 0.5, the robot will take long to buy these margin calls. Okay, remember, the market will keep going down, but even the market to rise by 0.5, it can be a bit challenging. That's why for me, I want the robot to buy faster, buy according to the call drops immediately. So here I put a what? I just put a what? A 0. Okay. The same thing applies to the distributed calls here. These margin calls from 5 to 7. If you're able to sell them faster, you put here a 0. Okay. You put here a 0 like that. That's it. That's it. Okay. Uh-huh. Who has a question? What about adjusting the coral drops? Okay, adjusting the coral drops. Now, for example, meaning that if the robot has bought, the 7 margin calls. Is this what you want? You're asking 7 margin, but you feel like you want to add the more. You want to add the more margin calls. Is it the same question, Leader Carol? The robot has bought all the 7 margin calls, but you want to add the more margin calls. Adjusting the coral drops. Because if you adjust the coral drops, it means you're going to also extend the margin calls. To adjust the coral drops, it means that you are going to add more margin calls. The percentages, which percentages are you talking about? To make it small, to make them big, to make them small or big. Because for us, we are following the margin call drops by default. We are following the margin call drops. We are following the margin call drops. Maybe you want to add more margin calls. But for you to add more margin calls, you have to add more capital on Binance. Maybe you want to say that where there is 12, you want to put 15. Where there is 10, you want to put 12. Where there is 8, you want to put 10. But it's better you depend on those margin call drops. If your capital is done, it is better you increase. you increase margin calls. So if in case the robot buys all the 7 margin calls, it means that all my capital is already used up. What I do is to add more capital on Binance. Then, for example, how much capital is this? If my capital is 783, and it's already used up in margin calls, but I want to add more $200, more $200, more $200. So what I do, I just come here and I say, how many margin calls can I add? Maybe I want to add, maybe I want to add, whether I have 7 margin calls, I want to add like 5, like a 4, like a 4. So it means here I'm going to use 11 margin calls. Okay. So here, don't change. Robot is going to give you 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay. 5, 5, 5. Here it is the same thing. I have to put 6.7, 6.7, 6.7, 6.7. Okay. 6.7, 6.7, 6.7, 6.7. That's what I do. It's better for daily trades, but if I may ask, what is the strategy called? What is the strategy called as I join? For me, my strategies, they don't have names. Now you want those names of Bangwa, Simanyi Kasongo strategy. Me, I don't have such names. Yeah? You know, for you you just like names Bangwa, Kasongo strategy. Yeah? 6.7 for how much capital? The 200. You add the capital according to the ratios, according to the ratio, because they have to be uniform. So for me, I don't have such strategies. Bangwa, Kasongo, money because I don't have such strategies. Today we are looking at how we can maximize profits. Profit maximize. The topic was profit maximization. But how can you make $30? How can you make $20 at least? How can you make at least $15? If your capital is $1,000, if your capital is 500, if your capital is 400, you can make $10. You can make $5. You can make 10 with such a what? With such a strategy. Okay? With such a strategy. Now, okay. Now, you people. Uh-huh. Yes. Who has a question? Who has a question? Who has a question? Who has a questioning? Who has a question? Is that profit per day or per week? Please, per trade. Per trade. I don't know. I don't know if per week or per day or per second or per minute. I don't know. I know for you guys want to make a per day. You want to hear something per day, per day, per day, per day. Not every day is a good day. But if the market is good and you have such a strategy, you can maximize trades in a day. You can make 2 trades in a day. You can perform 3 trades in a day. If the market is good, if the market is good. I'm not saying per week or per day. I said per trade. It depends on the market. Okay? Depends on the market. David, Betty, Dan Bright, Ebot, Grad, H. Jacqueline, Joseph, Joy, Chilia, Unia. Don't you guys have questions? Don't you have questions? Scholastic, have you understood? Can default settings work on Gradbot? Now that is different. Gradbot is Gradbot. Martingale is Martingale. We don't apply the same concept. By the way, greedy bot, there's nothing much you set there. Just come up with the time frame, come up with the price range, your investment, the number of grids, and you are done. There's no mathematics in greedy bot. There's no mathematics in greedy bot. Maybe it will be our next topic next week. Don't inbox me. Don't inbox me because I've already given you that training on the Zoom. You can practice. You can practice. Don't inbox me. I don't attend people personally or individually in my chat. Everything we teach everything on we teach everything on Zoom. Okay. Everything is being taught on Zoom. So no need of inboxing me. Okay, guys, thank you so much for attending. Thank you so much for attending. Allow me to stop here. Do you have Leader Vincent? Don Vincent? Are you there? Don Vincent? Are you there? I want to call a leader to close our meeting. Do you have Leader Vincent? Don Vincent? We have Don Vincent. We have Don Vincent. Yes. Let us invite our leader, a V5 in the business. This is the reason as to why most of us, in fact, not most of us, is the reason as to why we are in explorers. Is the reason as to why most of us, we have changed our lives. Is my leader. In fact, is my upline in the business. Is the one who showed me this opportunity. And the man I'm making is because of him. Okay. So is the leader, is on V5 rank, soon becoming a V6. Is the reason as to why Explorers International exist. Most of you are in Explorers, but you don't know your grand upline or your grand lead. So it's the reason as to why all of us, we are in Explorers International. So I'm going to call him to say a final word to us. Okay, let me unmute him. Leader Vincent, you are welcome.
Wow, thank you very much, Leader Lawrence. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's really a blessed Monday. It's a new week, new training, new skills. Thank you, Leader Lawrence, and for everyone that has managed to attend from morning, from the start till the end. I know you have not remained the same. But before I go any further, allow me ask everyone that is on the call to send thank you. Go in the chat, send thank you to Leader Lawrence. Thank you. Let us show him some love such that next Monday can prepare for us more and more and more. Give him more energy. Go in the chat. Type thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, Leader Lawrence. Thank you, Leader Lawrence. Thank you, Leader Lawrence, for the wonderful session provided. Otherwise, I'm Leader Vincent. Don Vincent is my name. I got that name when I joined Royal Q in 2021. After joining, I saw that things may change while in this business. I decided to cross all my names and I branded myself to a Don. But remember, I branded myself to a Don, but I could not have even transport to use a border, even a taxi from my place to Kampala to learn about the business. But I thank God that I had a vision and I had a goal when I started. And trust me, the business has really worked for us. and it is really still working. It is still working. So I want to encourage anyone or everyone that is here on the call to take the business very serious, because all the people that you're seeing producing good screenshots, those people that you see that their accounts are really performing well, that's not what they are made to. But they also got a vision about the business and they started getting targets. You understand? So if you believe that the business is going to work for you, you're also going to start producing good screenshots for us. Your account is going to be amazing because you're going to love what you're doing. And out of love, it will definitely start rewarding you abundantly. So I call upon everyone that is here, have a vision for the business. Don't just do it for the sake of your leader, for the sake of $120 that you injected in when subscribing. Feel the business, feel it at heart, love it. You know, when you love something, it definitely provides, it definitely yields, it definitely gives you positive outcomes. You understand? But if you don't love it, you're doing it for the sake of the $120 you injected in, you're doing it because your leader is pushing you to do so, you'll not make money. You'll not make the money. Love, have the passion for the business. Otherwise, we are all going to make it. We are all going to make it. There is a reason why you have stayed up to the end of the call. There is that reason. We were about 40 people and above. Where are the rest? It means that it is only you that is having the vision for the business. That is having the vision for the business. Please hold the business so tight. Feel it. It is going to give you positive outcomes. You understand? Otherwise, thank you, Leader Lawrence. It has been a very wonderful lecture. As Joseph Coy said, it has been a very wonderful lecture. I think since the market is also bullish, we are going to become bullish in our returns. We are going to make good results if you try the strategy that is being told today morning. In another special way, allow me allow me recognize our leader, leader Nakazikalo, a V3 in the business, and that's our trainer tonight. That's our trainer tonight. Just make sure you don't miss her training at 10 p.m. It's going to be about new user orientation, taking you through, navigating you through the different icons on your application. So just don't miss up. Then, for those who would like to have a recap, to have a review of what you studied, please go to our YouTube channel. Go to our YouTube channel, Explorers International, and subscribe. All videos are going to be uploaded there, one by one. So if you miss any lecture, please go to the YouTube and look for it. If you want to review, go to the YouTube channel and look for that lecture or that Zoom recording, then review it for the better of your business and for better understanding. Otherwise, allow me wish you a blessed day. Go and practice what our leaders told you, because out of practicing is when you become perfect. Is when you become perfect. May God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, thank you so much, our leader. God bless you. And please, guys, let's meet in the evening. We shall have another training by Leader Carol. Let's attend in large numbers. Okay. Okay. Wish you all the best.